when we see someone that we think is successful, we very seldom see behind the scenes. And so it's very easy for us to look at something and go, oh, well, they have everything. That's what success looks like. That's what I should be doing. And when we compare the mess that we're normally working with, it's very easy for us to fall into a trap of comparing this and going, oh, well, this is a disaster. So what I want to do is I want to show you a clip of someone that is massively successful. And what you're looking at, or what we're going to look at, looks like success. And I want to show you a few seconds of it. And then I want to talk about why it's not all that you think it is, and why I think that this is something important for you to take away and think about in terms of your own success. So this was a Netflix special by Kevin Hart, who I'm sure, you don't need me to tell you who he is. Super successful, love him, think he's amazing. I have an enormous amount of respect for him. This was his first Netflix special, I'm a Grown Little Man. Let's take a look at the first couple of seconds of his routine, and then I want to talk about it.
Sit down. Put the microphone stand down. Now, ain't got me looking small out here. Don't nobody know the truth. What's going on? Is everybody doing good? Everybody good?
Okay, that's all that we need to look at. There's a few things that I want us to look at. When we see that opening, when we see that, we see success. Why? Because it has all the indications of what success is. Huge crowd, standing ovation when he walks on stage. Everybody loves him, super popular. He must be making loads of money. And it looks like success. But let's back up and peel that away. What's actually going on here? If you read his autobiography, he tells you what's going on behind the scenes of this show. And it's so fascinating. So he has a couple of things that you don't see when you look at this. This was his first special, and he had no idea whether or not anybody would know who he was, because this was before his acting career took off, and he was pretty much a nobody. He didn't think that the tickets for the show would sell. And because he was concerned about this, and it was it's a special that was being recorded, he gave most of those tickets away. 90% of that audience are his friends and family. Those tickets were given away, not sold. So the audience that you're looking at, assuming they all paid a lot of money to be there, they're his friends and family. So that alone changes the perspective and goes, wait a minute, that's not what I thought it was. It looks like success, but it's actually not. Another thing, he didn't have any money when he was busy doing this. He bought the clothes that he needed for this with checks that were going to bounce, because he knew he didn't have money in the bank. But he needed clothes that looked good on stage. And so he went out and bought clothes, paying for them, knowing that the check would bounce, because he didn't have the money to buy the outfit that he needed for the show. So again, looks like success, peel it back, and it's someone who's struggling to figure out a way to make this work. When he comes out, you'll notice that he adjusts the microphone height. And he makes a bit of a joke about, I don't want to be looking small out here on stage, and he adjusts the mic. One of the reasons that mic wasn't adjusted for him is because he was a nobody at this point, and the venue didn't really know, didn't really care. They had an event the night before, and the mic was left on stage, and it was left there from the night before, from the day before. He wasn't important enough for the people in the venue to go through and make all the adjustments. Because obviously when you are successful, people make sure the microphone is at the right height, everything is exactly where you want it to be. You prepare for, what the celebrities and what these people need on stage. But if you're a no one, it's a case of, go to the venue, find what's there. Yes, there'll be a microphone on stage, do your thing. And so that microphone hadn't been adjusted from the bigger event from the day before, and that's why he had to adjust it. Again, it's an indication of the fact that all is not as it seems. And when we are working towards our goals, we're already behind the scenes. And imagine him standing on that stage. When we look at it, we go, wow, so successful, wish I was him. But if you were in his head, if you were behind the scenes at the time, you would have felt chaotic. I've written out checks that are going to bounce for clothes I don't have. These people are all here because they love me and they care for me and it was a free ticket. But would anybody actually buy tickets to a show that I have? Is anybody going to find this stuff funny? Am I ever going to make it? The only people who I think might like what I'm doing are my friends and family. So it would be very easy and understandable in this moment, in his head, his career is a mess. His journey is a mess. And he's wondering, will I ever see the other side of it? And you do the same. I do the same. We do the same. When we're in the struggle, we only see the mess. We don't know what other people and the outside world sees when they look at us. We can't even think about that. Just like you see this and you see all these little things and you go, oh, he's doing quite well. Sure, that was at the beginning of his career, but good start, he's doing quite well. And we're like, tick, tick, tick. There's a good possibility that you're not seeing your stuff the same way. I have students who are, falling apart because, they're studying for a degree or a postgrad degree, or they're studying towards a qualification and they're going, oh, I'm too stupid and I failed the exam. And I'm going, do you realize how few people statistically there are in the world who ever even get to that level? I have students who are studying for postgraduate degrees who tell me how stupid they are. And I'm like, excuse me, hold on for a second. You've been admitted into a postgraduate qualification. If you never make it, if you never pass this thing, you are still further than 90% of the rest of the world's population in terms of education levels. And yet you feel stupid. I have people who tell me, oh, I'm so useless, I'm such a mess, this is like such a, and other people are looking and going, wow, that is amazing. This person is a single mom and they're studying and they're working and somehow they're holding it all together. You see your mess and you see other people as binary. I'm either successful or not successful. We don't realize that journeys to success are always messy. And the stuff going on for you right now might be the same as Kevin Hart writing checks that were going to bounce. Because he had faith enough to know it was worth doing. It had to be done. He had to figure out a way to do it. I'm not advocating that we do that. But you do what needs to be done to get you through to the next stage. Success is not always what it seems. Your struggle might look like success to someone else. Don't get caught up in the idea that your situation is such a mess that it can never become a success. And be careful that you don't compare your messy struggle and your messy journey with someone else's success that looks beautiful, clean, neat, easy, simple, and amazing. And when you peel it back, you realize that there's a lot of mess behind it as well. Realize everybody's got their mess. Success is absolutely still possible.